Being broke is a much more favorable situation for getting sexual attraction from women than having money. Guys get it completely confused because society tells you, oh, you need to be a man of value. You need to be a high value man. You need to provide. All that's doing is signaling to the woman that you don't have internal value. You don't have real value. So you compensate with external value, with money. If you have money, you need to hide it, dress and act and pretend like you're broke, because that's how you will actually get real, genuine desire from women. Money can actually help, but it helps because you use it correctly. You use your money to make yourself more attractive. What's up, bro? So today's topic, we're talking about why men confuse money with sexual attraction. This confusion, this misunderstanding that making more money will make you better with women, it'll give you a better dating life. This is ruining your dating life, thinking that money equals attraction. And the reason men get it confused is because money does work, but it doesn't get you sexual attraction from women. It doesn't make a woman wet because you have money. Usually the opposite is true. Money only works for attracting a wife or a girlfriend. It works for getting women to want to get you into a committed relationship, so you have to provide for her. It's a way for a woman to extract resources from a man. It has nothing to do with love or sexual attraction. So the more money you have, the more of a target you are for women who will try to extract resources from you using their beauty, using their seduction skills. They're going to seduce you into making you fall in love so they can extract your resources, so they can get you to provide and to be the provisioning in their life so that they don't have to work. They can live a comfortable, luxurious life. Women don't only want to be comfortable. They also want luxury. They want more than comfort. They want opulence. The harder you work, the better her lifestyle can be. This has nothing to do with sexual attraction. In fact, it kind of works against you in terms of genuine raw desire. I had the most genuine raw desire from my ex-wife when I met her. She was an 18-year-old virgin model, and she was completely in love with me. Obviously, she had like guys who were trying to date her and be with her, older men, wealthy men. I was a broke criminal. She would be visiting me in the jailhouse. She would be writing me love letters. I was completely broke, so I would drive her car. She would pay for dates. She was like my sugar mama, basically. And this is far more common, is for a woman where she has the money, she invests resources into the man. This is what makes her sexually attracted, because there's a reason she's doing that. Being broke is a much more favorable situation for getting sexual attraction from women than having money. But guys get it completely confused because society tells you, oh, you need to be a man of value. You need to be a high value man. You need to provide value to the woman. But all that does is, when you work so hard to make money so you can provide value, all that's doing is signaling to the woman that you don't have internal value. You don't have real value, so you compensate with external value, with money. And for guys who are already well off financially, you are shooting yourself in the foot by trying to use money to get women, because this completely kills any genuine attraction that she might have had for you. If you have money, you need to hide it. You need to dress and act and pretend like you're broke, because that's how you will actually get real, genuine desire from women. And then once she already is attracted to you sexually, then you can let her know, like, okay, yeah, I actually have a lot of money. You guys can go on like some luxury vacation or something. But you have to first establish the genuine sexual attraction, the real authentic connection, and genuine raw desire first before she knows you have any money. If she knows you have money first, if you spend any money on her first, she will immediately place you in the beta male provider role instead of the lover role. So money actually works against you. Money is the opposite of sexual attraction. A woman wants a man with money for long-term provisioning, for a long-term committed relationship, which is logical. It has nothing to do with her instinctive desire for a man. I'm not saying you shouldn't work hard to make money, but you should do it knowing it's not getting you any closer to getting laid. It's only making you further away from getting laid. If you want to get women, if you want to get laid, if you want female attention and female sexual attraction, don't worry about money. What you should focus on is socializing, going to social events, having lots of friends, going to parties, doing this kind of lifestyle, which is the complete opposite of the money-making lifestyle, which is like disciplined and serious. And this type of energy is the complete opposite. This will dry up a woman's vagina faster than anything. Is a man who is like routined and who is like hustling, and he's all about making money, and he's on the grind, as they say. I tell you guys to be on the grind. I tell you guys to be disciplined and to have self-improvement routines and habits. But it's not so you can get women. It's not your income that's attractive. It's the fact that you don't care about women. You don't care about dating. You don't care about relationships. That's why it's attractive. If you're making money in order to get women, that means you care about dating and relationships, and you care about women. You care about having sex. That is what's anti-seductive. It's not the money itself. It's the reason you're making the money. If you're making the money because you're genuinely passionate about your craft, about developing skills, about building your business, and you don't care about dating and women, you don't need sex, you don't need love, you don't need intimacy or connection, it all is meaningless to you. Probably because you've had a lot of it. That's my case. So many nights out, so many parties, so many social occasions, so much social stimulation, so many sexual experiences with so many different women, like the variety of women, the intensity of experiences. I had my fill and then some. And so now I don't need that. I'm looking for something else. I'm looking at hardship and challenge and sacrificing fun and enjoyment in order to build myself through personal development in solitude. This is what I recommend to you guys. Money does not get you women, and this is such a fool's errand. This is destroying your dating life by thinking that if you make more money, this will make your dating life better. It'll make your dating life better depending on how you look at it, depending on what your values are, depending on what you care about. I only date women when I'm making a generous amount of surplus income. I don't feel guilty about it if I'm making a fuck ton of money. I don't care if I waste my time hanging out with girls, because it does feel like a waste of time, and it is. It's not helping me get better. When I'm disciplined, when I'm waking up early, when I'm doing my personal development habits and routines, all of this stuff takes up so much time and energy. If I'm going to disrupt that to date women, I better have a huge surplus of income so that it's not a problem. So money does help with women, but it really depends on how you use it and how you don't use it. If you don't lead with your wallet, if you don't use your money to try to get women, money can actually help. It helps because you use it correctly. You use your money to make yourself more attractive. You use your money for gym memberships. You use your money for the highest quality food. You use your money for supplements, for paying for personal trainers, paying for a kickboxing instructor to teach you one-on-one. You use your money to accelerate your self-improvement. You don't use it to buy women gifts and to pay for dates. The less money you spend on women, the better. And if you can get them to spend money on you, this is how you actually get genuine raw desire, which is what you want. If you have money right now, if you make a lot of money, you have to avoid using it for women. Use it for yourself. Now, if you want to Take a nice luxury vacation for yourself. You want to have a woman or two or three come with you to have to increase the amount of pleasure you have on your trip. That's fine. Pay for their travel and accommodations because it's benefiting you. But as long as it's coming from the right place, it's not like you're in love with these women. There's multiple of them, so obviously they're going to know you're not in love. But if it's like one woman, she needs to know it's not because you're in love with her. It's not because you care about her. It's because you want her to supplement your trip. That's why you don't buy any gifts. Never ever buy a woman a gift. Your presence should be the gift. You guys need to see yourself as like having inner value. And the only way you will know you have inner value is when you spend all your time building inner value, not external value. Don't trade your time for money. And even if you have a business, you're still trading your time for money. If you trade your time to develop yourself internally, to build inner value, then you will start to feel like you have value without money. Women view guys who use money, they view it as compensation. They're like, oh, he doesn't have inner value and worth. He doesn't feel like he's worthy just by himself, who he is. So he has to use money to compensate for that. And then she instantly places you in the beta male provider category, which completely nullifies any sexual attraction she may have had from you. This is when you are in a long-term relationship, you're trying to negotiate sex from the woman, and she is doling out, she's rationing the sex to you. If you follow my advice and do what I tell you to do, women will not ration out sex to you. They will be begging you to fuck them. That's what I do. I never initiate sex with women. When I do date women, I don't initiate sex. They try to have sex with me, and I try to postpone it as long as possible until they're like so horny and they're trying to rip my clothes off. I let it simmer and get to that point. At no stage of dating a woman or any kind of relationship with a woman am I trying to like kiss her or touch her or have sex with her. I just exist as who I am, this amazing god of a man. I attract women and they try to do things with me physically. And I will sometimes yield and allow them to have sexual contact with me, but only when it's like fervent, only when a woman's desire is like boiling over and she's literally can't control herself and she's trying to fuck me desperately. That's when I'll allow sex to happen. It's the opposite of what most of you guys are doing. Most of you guys are pursuing women and you're trying to have sex with them instead of deciding whether you're gonna let her suck your cock. I'm trying to shift your mindset here. The more money you make, the harder it is to get genuine desire from women. It's a whole nother skill for a rich man to date women because he has to hide the fact that he has money. For any of you guys making a lot of money, you should only use the money as power that you can't see. You use it selectively. You don't live in luxury. You know that the money is there, the power is there, but you don't expose it to the world. And this is another reason why guys confuse money with sexual attraction, because money can be measured. You can count it. You can't count presence and masculine energy and gravitas. You can't count and measure these things. It's internal. Just because you can't count it doesn't mean that women don't feel it. This is the only thing that matters. This is why there's so many like broke guys, starving artists, and just like party dudes. They're getting laid constantly and they're fucking the beautiful girlfriends of these rich guys, and they're taking money from the girls, are getting money from the rich guy, and then they're spending it on the broke guys that they're in love with. This is such a common occurrence. All right, guys, like the video, subscribe to my channel if you like these topics, and leave a comment. Give me some feedback. Isn't it crazy how the broke guys are getting laid constantly, but the older rich men, they are like struggling so hard with their dating life? It's because they've been brainwashed and conditioned by society to think that their value is in their money. Your value is internal. So build that internal value. And these party guys who are just fucking women and drinking beer and smoking weed and they don't give a fuck, they usually don't have a job. They're just like couch surfing. They didn't build inner value. They just recognize and act like they have the inner value. And women respond to that energy. I'm telling you guys to build it. Build real inner value. Instead of building your business all the time, build yourself internally through reading, writing, thinking, meditating in solitude, away from other people, so you're not influenced by others. You have to know yourself, become who you are, as Nietzsche said. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Shh.